Welcome back. What do Margaret Atwood, Salman Rushdie, and Cheech Marin have in common? They're all set to visit Chicago for the annual Chicago Humanities Fest. It's a year-long set of events that brings some of the nation's greatest thinkers and writers to our city for some public conversations. And joining us now is Humanities Fest Executive Director Philip Bahar. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so for the uninitiated, tell us what the Humanities Fest is and how people can come see it.
Sure. The Chicago Humanities Fall Festival will have about 40 events between mid-September and mid-November. Artists, authors, journalists, thinkers, people really at the center of what's going on today, going into deep conversations about issues that matter.
And basically, anybody can come see this. This is for the public. And
Absolutely.
And it's not very cost prohibitive either.
Yeah, you can look at chicagohumanities.org. Our entire season goes up tomorrow. Tickets are on sale for members tomorrow and for the general public Thursday.
Who are some of the highlights that you could talk about with us today?
You know, since I'm on Paris on Politics, there are a lot of people that I think your viewers are going to love. Nate Silver, the great political analyst and data analyst.
538, he does all the prognosticating on elections, although he's gotten some pushback after he got 2016 wrong. But anyway, go ahead.
Exactly.
No one gets it right all the time,
He'll be in conversation with the great UChicago Nobel Prize winner economist, Richard Thaler.
Okay.
We have Princeton President Christopher Eisgruber coming to talk about freedom of expression on campus and freedom of speech, which is obviously something very much in everybody's mind right now. The great Harvard historian Jill Lepore will be in conversation with Chicago's own Peter Sagal from Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, talking about the Constitution, the past and the present. And that's part of a series of programs on the Constitution that we'll be doing with Peter in the spring.
Wow, that's a great series of events. And I've been in touch with your folks about getting them to come on to Paris on Politics, because these are some A-list guests here. How do you go about booking and choosing the figures that you want to present?
You know, at the heart, what we're about is trying to connect people with ideas that have an impact. It will inspire them, will engage them with their community, with their society. So we look around and we identify issues that people care about. So it's the critical social, political, and kind of issues that people are thinking about.
And you have some arts too. And we're looking at some footage of dance that you've had there. I know you've got some music coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Nicole Mitchell, the great musician from Chicago, is doing a whole suite of music with her Black Earth Ensemble, with Angela Davis, the great, activist. She'll be on stage reading. It's really going to be an interesting evening of performance.
So you had Kurt Elling, too, another
We've got Kurt Elling coming to the Old Town School. We have a number of programs that we do with the Old Town School every year.
Another, Salman Rushdie, talking about free speech. He was attacked. He had his eye stabbed.
Yes.
He's been a target of the Iranian regime for many, many years. I would assume he could talk about the suppression of speech and the actions of authoritarians. What do you expect out of that conversation?
Well, I mean, what's beautiful about literary figures like Rushdie or Margaret Atwood, who we also have coming.
Handmaid's Tale, for those that...
Handmaid's Tale is more prescient today than it's ever been. And these are artists who are thinking ahead of what our societies might look like and, giving us other views of what they might be.
Tell us, you are a nonprofit. You raise money to operate, just like other cultural nonprofits. There have been cuts from the federal government. Trump and Republicans have cut, obviously we know, PBS funding, other arts grants. How is that impacting Chicago Humanities?
It impacts all of us in the community. The NEA was cut, the NEH is cut.
This is the National Endowment.
National Endowment for the Arts, National Endowment for the Humanities, the Institute for Museum and Library Services. These are federal resources that go to every single state for community-led, community-designed projects. And a lot of those programs are going to go away. And it can be in Chicago, it can be downstate, it can be, in rural communities or urban communities. Does
it mean that you might have to reduce your footprint here? Because again, you go in the spring, you go in the fall, you have all these wonderful events all year round.
Any cuts at a federal level or any moment where we say we don't want to put money into our culture as a nation is a challenge. So if people that watch your show are interested in kind of letting their voice be heard, they should reach out to Americans for the Arts or Arts Alliance Illinois. They've got email and call campaigns that you can do to kind of champion the rights of us to have great culture.
All right, the Chicago Humanities Fest, bringing some of these great conversations to our back door here in Chicago. Philip Bahar, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
And when we come back, why some swimmers believe the time is right to jump into the Chicago River. Stay tuned.